To be ready. He was ready. Let's talk about the win. What exactly did it say about the Patriots? Skip Bayless.
Stephen A. Smith, obviously on the road in a very loud dome against the NFL's #1 offense, the New England Patriots proved again that I think they are easily the best team in the National Football League. This was a tour de force. Let's talk first about the Patriots defense, which held Andrew Luck's offense to 137 yards below its average. That had something to do with time of possession, which the Patriots won by 10 minutes. But how about Tom Brady? I keep hearing that Tom Brady had an off night last night. His offense converted 9 of 12 third downs. And when it was time to be money, Tom Brady was as money as you can get because 6 of those third down conversions were by the pass. How about Gronkowski? Has he not turned into the new Marshawn Lynch? After catch, he just beasted on the final touchdown that we saw. He just said, I'm not going to be denied. I got a cheap penalty, at least he thought, for blocking excessively out of bounds. So he said, you will not keep me out of your end zone. Here I come. And now, let's talk about Bill Belichick strikes again. Silly me. Just when I thought this team was going to miss LeGarrette Blount, Stephen Ridley, Bill Belichick goes to the scrap heap. And he finds yet another good, honest, no frills, north-south, 230-pound hammerback, a power back named Jonas Gray, who bounced around from Miami to Baltimore and finally to New England. And what did Bill Belichick do during the bye week? He took a look at the tape of what New England did to Indy in the playoff game at Foxborough last January, and he said, wait a second, LeGarrette ran for 166 and we ran for 234. So even though Indy has been very good against the run this year so far, they were 9th against the run, allowing under 100 yards a game, he said, watch this. And here came Jonas Gray for 199, and they had 244, and basically just ran Indy out of its own building. Patriots 42, Andrew Luck 20. Come back when you grow up.
I think that's unfair to Andrew Luck, and I think that's you taking a gratuitous and unnecessary shot at Andrew Luck. The Indianapolis Colts lost this game because of their inability to stop the run. It's just that simple. Jonas Gray ran all over them, 199 yards rushing, and what you saw it from the very beginning that he was running the ball effectively, and he put the Indianapolis Colts defense on its heels. They were 5 for 5 in terms of converting in the red zone. We understand that from the New England Patriots. We know what they're capable of. But Tom Brady barely had to work yesterday. That's really what this comes down to.
He barely had to work? Did you see him on third down?
I understand.
He was masterful on third down.
That's not the point.
Oh,
the point is that when you can run the ball effectively, when you can run the ball at will, it opens up a lot of things for a lot of people. Now, Tom Brady is great of his own right, and we understand that because he's proven it time and time and time again. So to know the greatness that exists within Tom Brady, and then to give him a guy that's averaging over 4 yards a carry, that rushes for nearly 200 yards, that the Indianapolis Colts seemed ill-equipped to stop all afternoon long, what hope did you think they had? We both picked them to win this game because we have questions about Indianapolis's defense. That's the reality of the situation.
I didn't have that many going in.
I did. Well, I always have questions about their defense, especially when they're going up against New England, because New England seems to have their way with them. And to me, that's what it was about yesterday. Indianapolis rushing 15 yards for Andrew Luck. Their running backs of Bradshaw and Richardson combined for 4 yards on 14 carries. Let me repeat that. Your starting backfield for the Indianapolis Colts rushed 14 times for 4 yards. What do you expect to happen? Exactly what happened. They ran right over Indianapolis. They couldn't stop Gray. And on top of it all, you had no choice but to be one-dimensional and throw the football because your running backs, as much respect as we have for Bradshaw, especially more so than Richardson, your running backs did not show up yesterday afternoon.
Have they shown up before?
In other games, they showed up against the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yes, they did.
showed up against several people this year.
They have.
But New England's defense is improving. We understand that.
Yeah.
You saw Revis on Hilton. Hilton was neutralized, only had about 24 yards on about 3 catches. He was targeted about 7 times.
Revis was mostly on Reggie Wayne.
Well, he was on Reggie Wayne, but he also had some time with Hilton as well. I'm just looking at him. I'm looking at McCourty. I'm looking at these boys, and we understand what New England's defense is capable of doing. They may bend, but they won't necessarily break, especially when their offense is clicking, and their offense was in no danger of not clicking yesterday because Indianapolis seemed ill-equipped to stop the rush.
So would you agree that Darrelle Revis has changed the face of the New England defense?
Of course.
That was suspect last year. Well,
we kind of
a lot of people didn't think he was Revis anymore. I think he's turned back into Revis.
Well, you can say he turned back into Revis, but both of us felt that this would happen because of the combination of who Revis is as a talent combined with Bill Belichick coaching him. So the combination of those two things, along with the Hall of Fame quarterback who's capable of moving the chains, you know that you're going to have a lot of opportunities as a defense to make things happen.
By the way, that play we just see right there, that's the play of the game. That's the turning point of the game. It's still a 7-3 game mid-second quarter, and the Colts have moved the ball all the way down to the Patriots' 32-yard line. Revis goes up and tips it away from Reggie Wayne, turns it into an interception. I thought the tide turned on that play. That's a Revis play. That's classic vintage Revis Island on Reggie Wayne. That's why they are so much better on defense. Plus, they can just flat out shut down the run with Wilfork back in the middle. So I'm seeing a defense that's starting to look like it could be about as good as any defense in the league.
But here's the reality. In the end, what makes New England most formidable is the fact that they don't have to be great defensively in order to be a great team. That's something that we can't say about a lot of teams in the NFL, but in the case of the New England Patriots, you definitely can say that. Whether it's Tom Brady, whether it's him and Gronkowski, whether it's him and Wright, whether it's him and Edelman, we were thinking about Vereen, and then all of a sudden, this dude, Jonas Gray, comes out of nowhere. He had about 32 rushes for 131 yards in the 3 games.
He was really good against the Bears.
He played prior to yesterday.
Yeah, he didn't come out of nowhere.
Right, but I'm just saying, but listen, he's a third stringer, had 32 carries for 131 yards. That's to be respected, but you didn't see a near 200 yard, 199 yards rushing. The bottom line is that they can beat you in a myriad of ways.
That's exactly
and not only that, when you consider the talent that they do have on the defensive side of the ball, along with Belichick coaching them, I just think that, again, their defense does not have to be great in order for them to be great. And that's what I think is unique about them.
So when you least expected it, last night they throw in a rookie out of Stanford, a 4th-round draft choice, a tackle named Cameron Fleming, and put him in at tight end. I hope he's okay because he got hurt at the end of the game. Looked like he hurt his knee.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden, they just blow Indy completely off the ball with the extra quote-unquote tight end. Who saw that coming? Some games, it's Shane Vereen just bolting up the middle at like 200 pounds. Now you got the hammerback going. Next game, it'll be Wright will catch 5 or 6 balls, maybe 2 or 3 touchdowns. They are so dynamic in so many ways. And didn't it seem like just yesterday that they were losing 41 to 14 at Kansas City? And everybody was saying they're dead. They're dead. The dynasty's over. Brady's washed up.
Who's everybody? Because it wasn't me. I mean, as a matter of fact, I remember specifically sitting right on this set when they got blown out by Kansas City, and I said, it's early. Let's see what happens. They went 5 straight. What did I say
that Monday? I said they will beat Cincinnati next Sunday night.
You really stepped out on a limb on that.
I stepped. Yeah, when Herman Edwards sat here and said Cincinnati's the best team in pro football.
But neither one of us.
Are you kidding me? I went way on a limb. I wrote a whole column about you. That's so bad on your part. That was so gutsy. I'm like, did you call that ahead of time?
No, because
Cincinnati.
Me?
Are you kidding?
You're gonna say gutsy in front of me about Cincinnati?
Oh, come on.
Ain't stepping out on a limb.
Everybody
I don't expect anything from Cincinnati.
I've been
saying that all year.
They were at the top of the power rankings.
And even when they were at the top of the rankings,
everybody saw that.
Even when they were at the top of the rankings,
come on.
And I had said they deserved to be #1 on the top power rankings. I said that's only for this week. It won't last. It's Cincinnati.
If I said it's Cincinnati, say it was nice.
It's Cincinnati.
Ridiculous.
I mean, please, you're really stepping out on the limb there.
Okay, I'm going to step out.
Tell me Cincinnati don't want to play.
One last thing. I got to say one last thing, just to be objective about this, because I do love me some Tom Brady.
Okay.
What Tom Brady did at the end of the first half last night was lose his mind. Could we see that play just real quick? Just to be objective about this. This game would have been a complete and utter blowout if Brady hadn't suddenly decided to check off on 3rd and short.
Yes, he did.
Deep into his territory and fling it against the blitz. He turned into Tony Romo / Jay Cutler.
Wow.
I've never seen anything like it in my life.
Yes, you have.
I
Mistakes
have
happen all the time.
Like that?
But Tom Brady has made. Hey, listen, Tom Brady has thrown interceptions before. He's checked off and made the wrong play before. Peyton Manning's done it.
Like
Everybody's
that?
done it.
Like
it
that?
happens. It's one play.
It does not happen like
it's
that.
It's one play.
It's the worst play of his career.
Oh, stop it.
Oh, stop
That's
it.
ridiculous.
He has never done that before.
That's ridiculous.
So, Skip, you talk about the Patriots defense. You say it looks very dynamic. Let's talk about Aaron Rodgers and his defense. The Packers beat the Eagles 53